Today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys why I am not focused on Instagram for my business in 2024 and where I'm going to be focusing my efforts instead. So, first of all, I am practicing deliberate time management. And what I advise my clients to do and what I'm really taking seriously this year is really getting good at a few key platforms instead of spreading yourself thin, and prioritizing platforms where I already see I'm getting client results and where I see my business evolving to in the next year, and focusing so deeply on these that I achieve success here. And then once I do that, spreading onto more platforms. And this year, Instagram did not make that list for me. So I will be focusing on Facebook. I've already established myself as a leader or professional on Facebook. I would say I get about 80 to 90% of my clients off of Facebook groups, my personal Facebook profile, my Facebook group that I've built. I have the biggest friend base or connection base on Facebook. I know how to use the tool really, really well. I've been able to start conversations, gain clients, convert pretty easily on this platform. And so why fix what's broken? Facebook has always worked for me. It's been a tried and true friend. And so I'll continue focusing my efforts on Facebook this year. Where I really want to focus specifically is giving value to my group, really building authority and trust in that group and converting clients there, and then still engaging in the other communities. And so I'm really excited to focus on Facebook. I'll also be focusing on YouTube. So long form content is really important. I feel like it's been going really well. I also see there's been a greater reach on YouTube versus Instagram, which is specific to me. I'm not saying that happens for everyone, but on YouTube specifically, I'm able to get my ideas across in a longer form. I'm able to actually educate in a better way, and YouTube's actually recommending my content. And so I think that YouTube has been a really good resource for me, and I'm pretty new. So I want to make sure that next year I really dedicate to making more content on this platform, really learning it inside and out, and hopefully becoming monetized in the process as well to add another revenue stream to my business. All right, LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is an expanding professional network with experienced individuals, and this is the type of environment I really want to be in. You're able to have more business conversations because it's dedicated around business, the workplace, jobs. I really am looking for leaders in the industry to work with. I want to be surrounded by people who are talking about work, talking about business, have the latest innovations, really dedicated to the work they're doing. They've been in the workforce for a while. And I see this kind of community on LinkedIn, and I've never really utilized it. And I really want to establish myself as a business owner on there. I think it's a great long-term play for me and my business with doing done for you lead generation. I really am looking for more of those experienced individuals. I'm looking for people who have the resources to spend on this. And I do think that those people are on LinkedIn. I read somewhere that about 75% of people on LinkedIn were making over 70,000 a year. And I think what I see on Instagram is a lot of people can't afford services. Same with TikTok. Sometimes that happens on Facebook, but with LinkedIn, it's more so learning how to position yourself to these CEOs who have been in business for quite a long time and pitch yourself to them. So it's a different learning curve. It's a different lingo, but definitely part of the industry that I want to get acquainted in and that I think will be really beneficial to my growth as a business owner. All right, so I want to, like I said, commit to mastering current platforms, and then I'll repurpose this content in the future to platforms like Instagram and TikTok, which I know are very popular. However, right now I'm going to monitor the results on my current platforms before moving over. And potentially at that point, I would have the resources to outsource someone else to do maybe a better job with Instagram than I would. which leads me to another thing is I'll also be networking beyond just social media. So I've been exploring email marketing, as you can see from my Apollo videos. I think email marketing is also key, both warm and cold. And so that will be part of my marketing strategy outside of social media. I am engaging in various communities outside of social media, and I do find clients in those. And I really want to be more deliberate about showing up in those. And by eliminating posting and engaging on too many social platforms, I'll be able to really go deep into the communities, attend the calls that happen, really be there with the other members, make connections there. And people are paying usually to be in these communities. So probably a better qualified client than if I were to be spending that time on Instagram. And diversifying just the networks that I'm in. I've been looking at more network memberships, really where to spend my time and money over the next year. And I want next year to really be simple. So, and when I say next year, like I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to start all this on January 1st. I just mean over the next year. I'm already doing these things in my business. I really want it to be simple in my actions and focus on scaling my business, not being an influencer, not being on all the social media platforms, but how do I scale my lead generation business? And I think by doing a few key actions, but doing them well is going to be better than trying to do multiple actions, but not necessarily becoming an expert in any of them. I want to really streamline my energy and my resources. So being able to connect tools to these social platforms, really being able to teach others about them. And with that being said, there's another slide up there, but I do keep track of what's happening on Instagram because I do service clients on Instagram. So I help them with engagement. I'm very familiar with the platform. I'm not going to be posting content or engaging in mine, but that doesn't mean that I can't do that for others. All right, so with Instagram, for me, it was just really draining and not aligned with my personal preferences. And I think this is because early on in my entrepreneurship journey, I followed a certain methodology where people were really stating that you need to be successful on Instagram to be successful in business. And so every photo I would definitely overanalyze, every caption I would feel really insecure about, then the hashtags, and then when Reels came out, not really knowing what to do with that. And so it was a constant source of stress for me, where I always let Facebook be very easeful. YouTube has been really easy for me just because I like creating these looms, and it's really not about the subscriber count. It's about being able to give free education to people. LinkedIn is a bit more stressful for me, to be honest, but I do think long term that is where I want to be. Where I think with Instagram, I just personally I don't like it. So why would I be somewhere where I don't like creating, where I feel like it's harder for me to create? I don't have as much energy around it. And if I'm not enjoying it, I think that comes across in the posts. And so I need to build my business where I really enjoy being. And I really encourage you all to do the same. Maybe it's not Instagram that you're not vibing with, but maybe it is TikTok or Facebook or LinkedIn or something. If you're not liking it, it's going to be a dreaded task in your business versus something you feel enthused to do. Like, I genuinely like making these videos. I like going into Facebook communities. And so I'm going to be double down on that this year. Like I said, I'm updated and prepared to re-enter Instagram at a later date once these other platforms are generating the leads I want and feeling really good. I do consume trainings around Instagram still off of Meta, other industry leaders. I like to know what's happening on Instagram. I also, like I said, I do engage for other clients on Instagram, so I know how it works. And I keep up with trends to service my clients because a lot of people really do have Instagram as a main platform. And it's been so fun engaging for people who are doing really well on Instagram and who just genuinely like it. So if you are a client looking for my services, yes, I do help on Instagram. I'm just personally not going to be posting there at the beginning of this year. And that pretty much is the presentation for me, why I'm choosing to focus on other platforms. I really never thought I'd be filming something like this, because if you had asked me 2-3 years ago, I would have said that Instagram is the key to success. But really, I have found that other platforms are more successful for me. And that is partly because of my business model, also because of my energy around it. So what I'd encourage you guys to do is just check what few platforms you think that you're going to be wanting to create on next year, and really have a strategy around them, and let the other ones go. You can always come back to them. You can always hire someone to help you with them, but really focus on scaling on the platforms that you enjoy. And I think that will make your life simpler and it will get you better results. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more about lead generation, social media tips, getting clients, business in general, please subscribe, like this video if you found it useful, and let me know in the comments what social media platforms you will be engaging on next year and which ones you are thinking of leaving behind. See you in the next video. Thank you.